2021, Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa is organizing a world record series 2. Today is the 77th day of this world record series 2, and the keynote speaker for today's session is Dr. Francis Vaidya Madam, going to present a topic Gandhian philosophy. So first of all, I welcome to you, Madam, for the dais. The chief organizer of the webinar series, Honorable our ideal principal M.M. Bedkar sir, I also welcome to you, sir. IQAC coordinator from my college, Dr. Sanjay Kale sir, Dr. K.N. Kadam sir, Dr. Anita Dole madam, Dr. Karan sir, Dr. Jamuvatram Kadam sir, I also welcome to you, and all the participants, those who are regularly joined to the series and enhance the beauty of our series. So I welcome to you all. Before go towards the topic, in short I introduce today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Francis Vaidya Madam. She is an associate professor, Gandhi Shikshan Bhavan College, yes, Srimati Surajba College of Education, Mumbai. So Madam is from Mumbai. Now I would like to request Honorable keynote speaker, please start your presentation on the topic Gandhian philosophy. Madam, welcome and start your presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for introducing me, and good evening, Dr. Bedkar, sir. I think this is a very good platform where all educationists meet, and listening to all different topics is very an innovative way you have started so that we can all be together on the same platform. I would like to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, madam, we are getting.
The purpose of me taking from Gandhian philosophy Nayi Talim, which is experiential learning, keeping in mind the NEP 2020 also. I am a teacher educator, and we speak about the educational philosophy of Gandhiji. And when I was looking at what we have learned with the 20 years of experience in Gandhi Shikshan Bhavan, and now the NEP 2020, I'm wondering that so much Gandhiji had to talk, and his vision of a developed country and quality education, and so much, he was such a visionary that his educational philosophy is coming into light today. I wonder if this was done and taken up instantly, whether we would have a better quality education. So I've got two presentations. In case if time permits, I will show you how my college integrates and disseminates Gandhian philosophy in the TBA college. So my namaskars to Gandhi ji, Bapu ji, for giving us such a wonderful quality education and trying to make India a better place. If you look at the picture here,
आप हिंदी भी यूज कर सकते हैं मैडम, हिंदी भी यूज कर सकते हैं, कोई बात नहीं.
Yes sir. My Hindi is not so good, but ठीक है, बीच में I can speak. Forgive me if I made any grammatical mistake. पर अगर आप ये चित्र देखेंगे तो बहुत सारे जो वाक्य है इस चित्र में, so many words which will tell us about Bapuji, who wanted to bring about quality education through his Nayi Talim. So just आप थोड़ा समय ले सकते हैं और देख सकते हैं कि इस चित्र में वाक्य मिलेंगे जो you can relate it to बापूजी, but do we ever thought about his vision and क्या हम ये हमारे दुनिया में, हमारे कक्षा में, हमारे क्लासरूम में do we keep this in mind about the words of बापूजी? So if you look at it, you will see so many things which बापूजी ने हमें सिखाया है, जैसे अहिंसा, सत्य बोलना, सत्याग्रह, सभी से प्रेम करना, स्वच्छता एंड सभी से मिलजुल कर रहना, स्वयं कार्य करना, एंड जो कास्टिज्म है he wanted to remove. These are basic ideas of Gandhian philosophy and क्या हम ये करते हैं हमारे आजू बाजू
क्या होता है बेटी नियाज?
हमें हमारे पड़ोस में और हमारे शाला में और हमारे कॉलेज में, हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन में क्या हम ये वर्ड फॉलो? अभी ये जो नई तालीम है, जो एक्सपीरियंशियल लर्निंग है, उसके व्हाट इज द रैशनल बिहाइंड इट? आप देखेंगे कि जो शिक्षा बिफोर इंडिपेंडेंस और जस्ट आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंस की ये जो शिक्षा होता है, सब they were taught in watertight compartments. जो लैंग्वेज है, जो इतिहास है, या ज्योग्राफी है, या साइंस है, जो मैथ्स है, जो हिस्ट्री, इंग्लिश है, वो सब अलग अलग ये इसमें सिखाते थे कि, और वो बहुत सारे जो जब हम सिखाते थे, then they were not able to relate it to life. They were unable to face the challenge in life. That is what the earlier system of education was. It was not at all skill based. It was only teaching students, ज्ञान देने के लिए हम लोग बच्चे को सिखाते थे, कोई कौशल्य नहीं जागरूक पैदा करते थे. They were not basically social skills were not catered to. So we were basically focusing on cognitive domain. We were facing on teacher-centered education, and this system of education was a total failure. So then slowly we thought कि जो शिक्षा, the educational system को बदलना चाहिए, restructure करना चाहिए, revamp करना चाहिए, revitalize करना चाहिए, reorganize करना चाहिए, and this we have to keep on the basis of the philosophical base of curriculum. When we are making the curriculum, we have to see the philosophy of the country, हमारे psychological domain जो बच्चे के वय के अनुसार, उनके इंटेलिजेंस के अनुसार, उसके एबिलिटी के अनुसार होना चाहिए, and we have to see the needs of the society. तो सामाजिक जो समाज में जो जरूरी है उसके अनुसार we have to keep the educational system. अभी जी बापूजी was not for western type of system, but अपना जो education है, so we need to take pride in Indian education, and therefore Gandhi ji spoke about the basic education, that is नई तालीम. अगर आपको ये जो चित्र देखेंगे कि आपको पता है कि ये चित्र कहाँ से निकाला है? Do you remember where we have seen this education, this picture, and what does this picture tell you? ये पिक्चर के द्वारा हमें क्या जानकारी प्राप्त होता है कि कैसी शिक्षा होना चाहिए, कौन कौन को शिक्षा देना चाहिए, बच्चे को कैसे शिक्षा देना चाहिए, महिला को शिक्षित करना चाहिए. All these things in this picture whether it is ICT, whether it is playway method, whether it is women's education, adult education, preparing student for life, ये सब हमें सोचना चाहिए. So what was Gandhi ji's definition of education? Gandhi ji क्या कहते हैं कि by education I mean the drawing out the best in child and man, mind, body and spirit. तो तीन तरह he said कि तो बच्चे का total personality development होना चाहिए, न और सिर्फ ज्ञान देना चाहिए, न सिर्फ उसको कौशल्य देना चाहिए, लेकिन ये सब मिलजुल कर उसका पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट बराबर होना चाहिए. सो इफ यू सी NEP 2020 ऑल्सो they are talking about integrated curriculum, कहाँ पे बच्चे को ज्ञान के साथ साथ उसको अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी होना चाहिए. वो जो ज्ञान है उसको सोसाइटी में उपयोग करना चाहिए. उसका जो ज्ञान जो स्कूल में मिलता है उसको जीवन में कुछ बनने के लिए तैयारी होना चाहिए. और जो मेन जो है वो वैल्यूज मूल्य है अभी हम बच्चे में नहीं देखते हैं, तो दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट एंड दैट इज व्हाट NEP 2020 is also talking about and Bapuji also was trying to say the same thing. So ये जो मूल्य है बापूजी ने कहा कि अपने जो पर्सनल मूल्य है हमारे जो विदिन आवरसेल्व्स, जो सत्य बोलना, अहिंसा से प्यार से बात करना, और जो इंटेलेक्चुअल वैल्यूज है, जो मॉरल वैल्यूज है और जो सोशल वैल्यूज है, अलग अलग मूल्य के अनुसार दे हैव बाइफरकेटेड कि जो हमारे बच्चे जो है इस समाज में दिस इज द बेसिक थिंग व्हिच दे आर मिसिंग, द सोशल वैल्यूज ऑफ लव, प्यार, commitment, empathy, sympathy. Abhi jo, if you see that what could be the reason why our children are not social committed, it could be if you say कि ये जो internet है, ये जो computer का development है, तो बच्चे लोग बाहर नहीं जाते हैं. They prefer to sit in their homes and they prefer to do their own on the laptop, sit and do their work. तो यहीं पे मिलजुल कर बैठना, उठना, खाना साथ में खाना, शेयर करना, ये सब मिसिंग हो रहे. When we're talking about moral values, ethical values, बच्चे को पता नहीं चलता है कि what is right, what is wrong. They do not know the ethical, morally what is right, what is wrong. Children need to be taught, and Gandhi जी, बापू जी ने बहुत सालों पहले किया ये जो है कि ये हमें स्कूल में सिखाना चाहिए. This is what he was trying to say. So we have to ask ourselves कि are we integrating this in the curriculum? Are we doing this to make the society a better place to live in? Are we disseminating in our educational institution? First of all, if at all we have to disseminate, हमें खुद इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए कि ये जो मूल्य बापूजी ने कहा कि ये हमारे अंदर है कि नहीं. Because teachers are role models, teachers are mentors, and बच्चे लोग क्या करते हैं is learning by observation. And if they do not, if they see कि स्टाफ रूम में टीचर लोग आपस में झगड़ा कर रहे हैं, घर पे पेरेंट्स का झगड़ा, they are shouting, giving bad words. So what values do we teach our children? If you see the media, the movies, the films, all is teaching us violence. All are teaching our students to earn quick way of money and not bother to do hard work. Dignity of labor, जो महात्मा गांधी कहते थे कि dignity of labor, whether he used to take his own clothes, wash the clothes, sweep, बहुत सारी बातें बापूजी से सीखने को मिलते हैं और दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डिसेमिनेट विद इन आवर स्टूडेंट्स. सो एज टीचर्स आर वी डूइंग इट. ये जो अप्रोच है टू एजुकेशन एंड लर्निंग, दो तरह के होते हैं कि एक टेक्स्ट बुक और एब्स्ट्रैक्ट वर्ड, और ये जो बापूजी ने कहा कि क्राफ्ट सेंटर्ड एजुकेशन, सेम थिंग NEP 2020 is talking, learning by doing, earn by you learn, project based method. and यहाँ पे टेक्स्ट बुक जो है टेक्स्ट बुक चाहिए, but how the knowledge is taught to the students, how do we construct knowledge from the students is important. बच्चे को सिर्फ रट्टा मार के नहीं चलेगा, you have to engage students. Bapuji also spoke about reading. How many of our students, how many of us really read the newspaper or read the books or read any article and give their suggestion? The textbook makes our students passive listeners. They are only listening to the teachers. Teachers आते हैं क्लास में, हम as a teacher educator I go to school में जाते हैं, तो भूगोल सिखाते हैं, हिंदी विषय सिखाते हैं, तो टीचर सिर्फ देख के टेक्स्ट बुक्स और देख के बताते हैं. सो द स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व, वो लोग सिर्फ सुनते हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट गांधी जी वाज अपोजिंग. ही सेड कि बच्चे को मिल के पढ़ना है, बच्चे को सोचना के बोलना है. So allow them to eat. So it was individualistic learning rather than learning together. Cooperative learning, जब अभी नए innovative methods, cooperative learning, think, pair, share, round robin, ये सब अगर हम क्लास में सिखाते हैं, so it is so beautiful कि learning can become one. So गांधी जी said कि चलो हम ये नहीं करते हैं, let us make students active learners. कि बच्चे को सिखाते समय उसको इन्वॉल्व करना है, हमें उसको कुछ कार्य करना है. बच्चे कुछ कार्य के साथ साथ जो करते हैं उसको कॉन्क्रीट देख के they will come out with conclusion. For example, if you want to teach evaporation, so teacher can show the demonstration of can bring little hot water, very hot water into the classroom, and बच्चे को pour in the glass and you can see, or you can give them some example which student stops that how is the boiling water becoming less when the water becomes and where is the water go. So then the teacher has, then he speaks about कि बच्चे को एक्सपेरिमेंट करना है, एक्सपीरियंस देना है उसको. कुछ हाथों, अगर इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट से प्लांट्स, हाउ प्लांट्स आर ग्रोइंग, तो बच्चे को खुद अपने हाथों से दे कैन ग्रो सम प्लांट्स एंड दे कैन see what is happening, put them into the sunlight and see how the thing is going. Then he speaks about field engagement and learning in group. So बच्चे को क्लासरूम में ही बाहर लेके किसी विजिट के लेके कि go and experience. If you are talking about how crops are growing, so take them to the field, let them dig, let them grow, let them put the seeds, let them put water and see. So when the child is doing that, what is happening कि बच्चे मिलजुल कर करते हैं and they are sharing their experiences. So it develops a sense of commitment. ग्रुप एक दूसरे के साथ मिलजुल कर सपोर्ट करते हैं and what is creating an emotional bond. Okay, so this is missing in our traditional classroom कि कहाँ पे बच्चे लोग they are self-centered, they want to do their work alone. But if the classroom activity in the class helps us to do, then what happens is that बच्चे बोलते हैं कि आपके पास पेंसिल नहीं, ठीक है, I will share. So in that there is a caring, sharing. This is exactly Education should be, when you are learning, it should not only be knowledge centered, but it should bring about values. It should help them to learn some skills. It should help them to prepare them for life. Okay, in the same way, Gandhiji had firm belief in the spiritual. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. He was an eternal truth. As an idealist, Gandhiji was idealist, he was a pragmatist, and he was a naturalist. So everything was in him. As an idealist, he wanted to believe, he believed in God, he believed in truth, he believed that nothing. We see that so many movies, Munna Bhai MBBS, that movie, if you have seen, the truth has helped him, and Gandhiji said कि सत्य बोलना is better than, because if you tell lies, you have to keep telling, you forget the lie which you tell before. And so he speaks about knowledge through physical experiencing. So he makes the children की शिक्षक जो है बच्चे को कुछ कार्य देके उसको एक्सपीरियंस करना है, बच्चों को constructive approach. Even NEP 2020 is talking about let the child do something, let the child construct their knowledge, let the child learn something, and they will come out with their ideas of what is supposed to be happening. And for him, craft-centered education is very important. It helps them to bring the dignity of labor. And once you have the dignity of labor, these virtues, satya, prem, peace, discipline, it develops when you are learning. हमारे इसमें कॉलेज में रोज प्रार्थना होते हैं, लेकिन प्रार्थना के पहले बच्चे लोग 5 मिनट शांति से बैठेंगे, no noise, nothing. That is developing self-discipline in it. So we have every Thursday we have सर्व धर्म प्रार्थना की अलग अलग धर्म का प्रेयर प्रार्थना करते हैं. And we have the सर्वोदय पात्र कि जो भी है ज्यादा नहीं डालेंगे, पर जो भी है, जो भी आप अगर आप रिक्शा से आते हैं उस दिन रिक्शा से मत एंड जो भी पैसे वो पात्र में मुट्ठी बंद करके डालना है, एंड दैट इज यूज फॉर आवर स्टूडेंट्स हु कैन नॉट अफोर्ड इट. So that is what he said. Now what he talks about education for craft, for self-sufficiency. The students must be self-sufficient, must be independent of themselves, and so he says that ये जो craft-centered education है, they give 2 values. One, 2 मूल्य. एक economic value, क्योंकि बच्चे जो कार्य करते हैं, जो suppose if they are learning to make some say a vase, or they may make some flowers, or they make some bags. If they learn to make these bags, you have to teach the students to sell them. So you are preparing them to sell them, and therefore each child becomes economically independent, and economic independence helps the society to become a developed country. We see our current Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he's very much in lines with Bapuji, and he wants us to have Swachhata Abhiyan, and he says that he has I was so happy कि हम लोग जो exhibition जाने दे, he has called everybody, and इस exhibition में ये जो differently abled है, जो बोल नहीं सकते, जो चल नहीं सकते, they were at the exhibition counter selling their products so that they feel that they have some value, something in their life, and that you could see the joy. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा ये एग्जीबिशन. अरे पहली बार मैं जाके देखा कि सभी जन व्हीलों में व्हील चेयर में बैठ के बेच रहे थे, and I was saying this is the first time I have seen an exhibition. So it should be that the education creative. बच्चे को हम टीचर्स मेंटर्स होते हैं, तो बच्चे को प्रोवाइडर ऑफ द सिचुएशन देना है कि इस कार्य से, इस मटेरियल से आपको कुछ बनाना है. एंड यू विल सी दैट द यंग चाइल्ड इज इन्वॉल्व्ड इन द लर्निंग प्रोसेस. दे लर्न टू कम्युनिकेट विथ ईच अदर, they learn to live in peace and harmony with each other, they learn to share with each other, they learn to love each other. And see, such a small idea of it can this the needs of the society. और साथ ये जो इकोनॉमिक जो है, इकोनॉमिक इंडिपेंडेंस है, हेल्पिंग द नेशन, उसके साथ साथ they are learning the subject. Suppose if we are talking about soil or pollution or best out of waste, जो प्लास्टिक का है, कितने बहुत सारे प्लास्टिक, तो सपोज विषय है 8वीं कक्षा में पोल्यूशन के बारे में, और बेस्ट इतना प्लास्टिक जो है उसके पिक्चर से द्वारा, देन यू कैन शो देम. एंड देन द प्लास्टिक बॉटल्स विच दे हैव, वो लोग बहुत अच्छी तरह से कुछ कर सकते हैं, और यू कैन टीच देम टू रिसाइकल इट. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट द स्टूडेंट इज लर्निंग the pedagogy of that subject. They are talking about pollution, they are talking about causes of the pollution, they are talking about the remedies of the pollution, and they are talking about one step ahead कि ये जो प्लास्टिक है, ये एक ही उदाहरण देती हूँ मैं, इसी बहुत सारे उदाहरण है कि बच्चे को कैसे सिखा सकते हैं, उस पेडागॉजी सब्जेक्ट में सिखा सकते हैं, और उसको कुछ बनाना सिखा सकते हैं जो बड़े होके दे कैन स्टार्ट सेलिंग इट. पिकल्स भी हमारे एक उदाहरण देती हूँ कि जो मेरे बच्चे हैं प्रैक्टिस टीचिंग में जाते, तो दे वर टीचिंग देम अबाउट गुड फूड. बच्चे लोग को पूछा कि आपको क्या पसंद है खाने के लिए, तो बच्चे लोग बोलते हैं बर्गर्स, पिज्जा. ये तो टीचर ने कहा क्या आप लोग कुछ अच्छा आप खुद बना के खाना पसंद करोगे, तो the student said yes. So the teacher bought tomatoes, काकड़ी, सब vegetables लाके, जो sprouts है, तो उसको बच्चे के साथ लेके हम मिक्स किया, and बच्चे were saved. They were so happy to do on their own, and they made such beautiful salad, and then they ate it. They saw that these food are good food to eat, and plus they learned to make salad for their healthy salad for their lunch. You can look at here some of where is the basic education. यहाँ पे जो basic education, जब बच्चे लोग क्लासरूम में नहीं है, बच्चे कुछ कार्य करते हैं, कहाँ पे भी हो, सिटीज पे भी हो, विलेज के भी हो, लेकिन ये जो बेसिक एजुकेशन अगर हाथों से खुद करेंगे कि इसका आवेदन, इसका जो रिटेंशन है, it will always be lifelong lasting. So Mahatma Gandhi says basic education links the children, whether of the cities or villages, to all that is best and lasting in India. अगर इंडिया हमारे देश को कुछ डेवलप करना है, तो make the young generation कुछ करना, make them join hands together, mix the mud, mix the cement, help them to make a wall. Teacher will help them, and here you see how beautifully the children are weaving their own cloth. They are helping the teacher with the thread. So what is Gandhiji's charka chala chala ke Swaraj we will get. This is what one beautiful song is there. I think it was by Shubha Mudgal who sang Charka Chala Chala Ke. That is a very beautiful song. So what is this Nayi Talim we are talking about? Nayi is new, and the Urdu word is education. Talim means education. ये जो चित्र है, these are the real pictures जो मेरे स्कूल में मेरे जो विद्यार्थी है, जो जब बच्चे को सिखाते हैं, so they are teaching them how to do things. After they taught the lesson, then they are teaching them. Nayi Talim is also known as Bunyadi Shiksha, which means basic education, and it focuses on 3H: head, heart and hand. Knowledge, psychomotor skills, cognitive domain, psychomotor domain and affective domain. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये देखने के लिए, क्योंकि छोटे छोटे बच्चे कितने अच्छी तरह से क्लास में वो लोग को कि they come together and they work together and they enjoy doing the lesson. And this is not only helping them to learn the lesson, but it is also helping for the development of themselves, individual development, and also for the development of the society. So here each one is doing their own work. It insists on learning by doing. So जब बच्चे छोटी कक्षा में हैं, so if we involve this of learning by doing, then that is an integrated approach. That means you are learning, teaching the children, and this is again what NP 2020 is talking about: integrating of classes, integrating of subjects. If the student want to learn science with art, science with drama, maths with English, with the 4 years BEd integrated course which is coming up, will help the students to develop. हमारे जब कई साल जो स्टूडेंट्स कॉमर्स सिखाते थे और कॉमर्स बैकग्राउंड से आते थे, तो वो लोग को बहुत सारी कठिनाई होती थी कि they cannot take subjects. But now with this integrated curriculum, we are going to see that the student can make choice of their own subject. The student can choose their subject, and if the student बच्चे को अपने choice के अनुसार if they are allowed to study, then they will be an asset to the family, to themselves and to the society and nation and large. So what does an integrated approach does? ये जो learner को है, it helps them to explore. Your teachers can give reference work, or you can give them learning materials or study materials. It helps them to explore, it helps them to gather, it helps them to process, refine and present information about topics they want to investigate without the constraint imposed by traditional subject barriers. In this, ये तो छोटे बच्चे, लेकिन even in higher education, we are supposed to bring about develop constructive approach, जहाँ पे बच्चे को खुद करना है, खुद सीखना है, तो हम क्या करते हैं? So we are supposed to be mentors, we are supposed to be providers of the situation, we are supposed to plan activities where the students will learn on their own. It is not an easy task for the teacher to plan the activities, keeping in mind the needs of the society, keeping in mind the philosophy of the society, keeping in mind the needs of the learner. That means the intelligence, the age level, everything has to the differences, individual differences in the child. बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं क्लास में, 60-70 बच्चे हैं. अभी इंक्लूसिव एजुकेशन भी आया है, तो टीचर के बहुत सारे समस्या ये होता है कि how to cater to the needs of differently abled. So this is what one way, if we handle with this way, with craft-centered education or integrated approach, and जो बच्चे को आपको मैथ्स नहीं सीखना है, आपको इंग्लिश सीखना है, और you want to do dancing, no problem, give them. Many children who commit suicide will not do so in future, क्योंकि उसका he is learning with his interest, his abhiruchi विषय he tries to do, he or she, and therefore The problem is that they will be better citizens and productive citizens of it. So, what do we have to say about Nayi Talim? What is the educational aid? Nayi Talim, knowledge and work are two sides of the same coin. If you give them knowledge and they do work, you are giving them education, and the Bunyadi Shiksha or basic education is what Gandhiji is trying to say. In this, you will get all Satya, Ahimsa, everything what Gandhiji's spiritual values, moral values, ethical values, with a small methodology of teaching through to craft-centered education. Now, I will show you the multi-dimensional approach, which I will show you later. कि मैंने एक अपना खुद का approach लिखा है कि where the students are using Gandhiji's philosophy to bring the best in education. So this module will aim at integrating Gandhian philosophy through different subjects, and will give a holistic vision of the philosophy of education. So if you look here, have a look at this. The teacher in science was teaching them how the light is passing through, and these students have made their own. They made their own. What is this? To look at it, this is with their own, and they have enjoyed it, and they have made it in group. So what has happened is that it is helping them to learn, to enjoy, to make classroom learning teaching activity very successful and make it pleasant, and they want to come because they love to learn in this way. If you look at this picture, you will see that this is an old bottle of this. So I was telling you about plastic. तो बच्चे ने बहुत अच्छी तरह से ये बनाया है, and see, so beautiful. There are many more I would like to show you. I hope it is here. ये भी जो है यहाँ पे बच्चे खुद अपने वेस्ट जो बैक साइड का पेपर है उसने यूज किया. So they made something new. They made something new. If you look at this, ये picture जो है ये बच्चे ने किया और स्कूल में लगाया. तो when the teacher was teaching about best out of waste pollution, तो हर बच्चे को हमने बॉटल लेके we made them tie, we showed them how you can make best use of the bottle. Some of them put colored, some put plain, और principal जो है बहुत अच्छी तरह से, she was so happy that the children were learning and were making something productive and making something out of what was waste. So this is what is important to teach our children. So according to Majori Sky, the story of Nayi Talim was 50 years of education at Sevagram, India. In this paper, it was said for Gandhiji, Nayi Talim was the expression of the principle of non-violence in the educational sphere. So the Ahimsa, through his education, he wanted to impart that there is, through these activity, we can develop जो सामाजिक रूढ़ियाँ है, जो सामाजिक प्रॉब्लम्स है, ये कम करने के लिए he said teach the children within the society. समाज बच्चे को साथ में मिलजुल के सिखाना है. So children will learn मूल्य of love, peace, understanding. It was the preparation for and practice for the peaceful organization of a cooperative housing, the cooperative human society community. So this is what we have finished. Now we will look at the next presentation, which I want to say, which is with regard So I will stop this presentation. I will start another presentation. I was talking about the multi-dimensional approach of Bapuji. So if you look at the multi-dimensional approach, which I tried to do it for this is the dimensional. Can you see it?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Yes.
madam. Yes.
So I did this is my own. So I put the one side curriculum activity, one side co-curricular activity. I used Gandhi as the core, and through his multi-dimensional integrated model. That means when you are teaching, also you teach how you can integrate and make learning active, make learning useful, make learning interesting and make. So what I thought is one side, ये जो left hand side में है, वो जो co-curricular activities है, जो हमें विषय सिखाना है, और ये जो है यहाँ पे एक methodology है, किस तरह हम बच्चे को सिखा सकते हैं. तो group discussion है. तो once if you want to teach any say Harappan civilization, any history topic, history इतिहास बच्चे लोगों को पसंद ही नहीं होता है, लेकिन किस तरह उस पे अभिरुचि जागरूक पैदा करना है, ये हमारे हाथ में है. तो we can have group discussion. बच्चे बहुत अच्छी तरह से थोड़े शोर मचाते हैं, लेकिन that शोर is that they are discussing. तो उस ग्रुप डिस्कशन, तो हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन के लिए हम लोग ग्रुप डिस्कशन किया. फिर उसके बाद हम लोग इन बास्केट गेम किया. तो इन बास्केट 4 बास्केट लिया, बच्चे को हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन के प्रश्न पूछे, और जो खिलौने थे हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन के बनाने सीखा है. So beautiful, they were enjoying. So in that, when they were doing group discussion, active learning was it. सभी बच्चे पार्टिसिपेट करते. यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छी दिखाई दिया कि जो बच्चे कभी नहीं बोलते हैं, जो बच्चे चुपचाप सिर्फ सुनते हैं, डरे हुए हैं, वो बच्चे बोलने लगे हैं. तो when they are with the activity of active learning, when you are asking question, बच्चे को you ask developing question, बच्चे लोग सोचते हैं, तो सभी बच्चे को चांस देना चाहिए. और ग्रुप डिस्कशन एक एक्टिविटी है कि टीचर इधर उधर चेक कर दे, लेकिन there is active learning. एंड जब बच्चे कार्य करते हैं, तो what is the A in it? Aesthetic development. बहुत अच्छी तरह से. Now if you see, you take children to the caves, you take children to the historical monument. वो लोग कुछ पता नहीं है, they do not appreciate, they do not know. So this, when you are making them to do, for example, the toys, हम लोग क्ले लाते हैं, तो बच्चे लोग अच्छे हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन से खिलौने बनते हैं, so सीखते भी हैं, and they are aesthetic development is there. And in the co-curricular, we can teach through narration. When we are teaching in school, I am focusing more on school, but you can also think about the higher education, where we are only making lecture. No, we should make it such. Even in our B.Ed college, we do not have any lecture method. We always have an interactive session. We have through games, through field visit. Now if we want to teach say about science, so we take them to science museum. अभी बहुत सारे school they started doing it. We take them college में हम लोग movies दिखाते हैं, चक दे इंडिया, और inclusive education if we want to teach. बहुत तरीके से we teach them different methodologies. So what Gandhi ji is saying about N is narration. Help the students to narrate new. Let them read books. Many of us do not read, we do not, and reading is going down. So in the B.Ed curriculum, we have narration. We have where students will read one book and narrate what the poet or what the author is trying to say, and we come to know कि बच्चे अलग नजरिया से related to their life, how they interpret कि what is the author trying to tell us or what is the kavi trying to say through his kavita. So it has to be need based. अगर हम जो सिखाते हैं उसका कुछ मूल्य नहीं है, उसका कुछ वैल्यू नहीं है, तो बच्चे सीखने के लिए तैयार नहीं. जब फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू टॉक अबाउट से एडिशन, सिंपल एग्जाम्पल एडिशन, वो जो बच्चे 2+2 और 2, हम लोग जब मैं छोटी थी तब स्कूल में थी तब टीचर ने 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, ऐसे we are learned like that. But 2+ we did not know multiplication is added addition. So and when we have to teach, हम जब एडिशन सिखाते हैं थोड़ा ड्रामा करते हैं कि एक दुकान वाला है, they are there and you have to give and then you are teaching them, so they learn that when they are going to help their mummy in the at home holiday or anything, they run errands for mother, what they are doing is that they are learning actually maths. So the maths they learned in school, they are using it in their life. So similarly, even in higher education, when we are learning, when we are doing something, see that it is need based. It helps them to grow, it helps them to think, it helps them to analyze the situation, they help them to critically evaluate, helps them to ask questions. We are in a democratic country where we are given the freedom, we are allowed them to speak. So similarly, we need to allow our students to speak. Debates के अनुसार बच्चे को सोचने के लिए chance मिलता है. If you allow them, you ask them whether the demonetize or the 2000 अभी जो which is going to be off in September, that is the new current, कि ये अच्छा है, अच्छा नहीं है, if it is good, why it is good, how it is going to affect the whole, will it bring back demonetization ka scenario, who is going to be affected. So many things you can ask the children which will help them to think, which will help them to construct their own knowledge. Drama, if you have patya natak, किसी भी social रूढ़ियाँ हैं, any social problem समाज में, railway station में, if they bring about women empowerment, women problems, sati, बड़े बच्चे को कर सकते हैं, they can go on the streets and show, and so beautifully they will learn the subject also, and plus they will know कि ये समाज में ऐसे ऐसे है अभी भी, तो उसके सोचते हैं कि how do we reduce this problem in our life. Heuristic method is where you place children को discover करना है, खुद का हमें बताना नहीं है. खुद if you talk about monocotyledons or dicotyledons, you are supposed to give the children, उसको seeds को तोड़ सकते हैं, then they'll see how the plant is growing, help them to observe parts of the plant. Let them, if it is for elder students, let them go and discover, let them explore, put them into industry, put them into the real life situation, let them make mistakes, let them learn. If your child tells you that, "Mommy, I do not want to become a doctor because you are a doctor, I want to become a teacher," let them go, let them explore, let them feel. So this is what education system is trying to say. And as we know that we are allowed to get in and out of the train in the NEP 2020, you are supposed to get a certificate or a diploma or a degree, you are given permission. So what is the plus point, minus point? Let them go and do it, and that will help them to think. And the edge in the thing कि जब हम लोग कार्य करते हैं कि harmonious development, living in peace with each other, साथ साथ मिलजुल के रहना, प्यार से रहना, जो हिंसा होते हैं, there is so much of no peace in the world. Everybody is searching for peace, but peace is within. So that is why when they search that our minds are inquiring, the minds are inquiring into it, and therefore we need to help them to see what inquiry. You need to tell them to read newspaper, need them to talk about politics, help them to talk what are the problems of society, help them to think, give them opportunities to go and help. Community service, Bapuji was saying community service. हमारे कॉलेज में हर सैटरडे को हम लोग कम्युनिटी सर्विस जाते हैं, जहाँ पे हम लोग जो फुटपाथ में के म्युनिसिपल बच्चे को हम लोग बैठ के सिखाते हैं, रीडिंग, मैथ्स, साइंस, कुछ भी है. वी सिट डाउन, वी गो टू डिफरेंट असीमा, शेड, सभी बच्चे को हम लोग टाइम देते हैं 3 घंटा एवरी सैटरडे द कॉलेज गिव. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट जो वी आर इन अ बीएड कॉलेज, जो शिक्षक बनेंगे तो दे डेवलप लव, एम्पैथी, दे नो द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द सोसाइटी एंड they are ready to learn, prepare themselves for them. Individualized instructions is that when you are, say, inclusive education, somebody requires something, but are we prepared? मैं हमेशा सोचती हूँ कि inclusive education बहुत सालों से inclusive education है. हमारे क्लास में एक बच्ची थी जो fully totally blind थी, लेसन देती थी, बहुत अच्छी तरह से लेसन देती थी, लेकिन एज अ टीचर आई यूज्ड टू वंडर क्या मुझे ब्रेल आता है. सो दैट we have to think about it, we have to prepare. inclusive education include होना काफी नहीं है, बट ये जो शिक्षक है, are we prepared, are we helping our students with autistic? Do we know what is autism? Do we know what is to be partially blind, physically handicapped? How to help them? Are we prepared is the question I ask myself. These are the things which I have spoken to create awareness. These are the objectives. I prepared this model to disseminate Gandhian philosophy. मुझे बापूजी से and his philosophy से बहुत जब मैं छोटी थी तब से मुझे बहुत बापूजी से बहुत इंटरेस्ट था कि and I used to go and wanted to wear खादी सिर्फ डालना बापूजी के नियमों का और following Bapuji's philosophy does not happen. We need to create awareness in Gandhian philosophy. So I prepared this model. We need to sensitize. और मेरे जो बच्चे हैं, it is to be teachers जो 2 साल के बाद शिक्षक बनने वाले, तो we need to sensitize कि who is Bapuji. If you ask today's children Bapuji कौन है, it is so sad to say जैसे वो जो आदमी in the 500 rupee note, is this so our value system is going down. So we need to create awareness of Gandhi, of Bapuji. We need to create awareness of his educational philosophy in our day-to-day life. Values have to be taught. We need to have holistic development of the personality. If you see the model which I prepared, if you see, it is integrating curricular and co-curricular activities together, which will help in developing the head, hand and heart, the psychomotor, cognitive and affective domain. So this is what, and we need to see the effectiveness of. तो ये जो करिकुलम मैंने बताया कि इन करिकुलर एक्टिविटी, ग्रुप डिस्कशन, एक्टिव लर्निंग, नरेशन, डिबेट, ह्यूरिस्टिक मेथड, इंक्वायरी बेस्ड मेथड एंड को-करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज में गेम्स, एस्थेटिक डेवलपमेंट, नीड बेस्ड, ड्रामेटाइजेशन, ये जो कहा मैंने, हार्मोनियस डेवलपमेंट एंड इंडिविजुअल. Then this is over. This is the same thing which I showed you, which we have done in this pandemic. if you look at this is me in the pandemic. तो मैंने सोचा कि I'm from an NGO, I was the president at that time. तो मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ सोसाइटी के लिए? तो मैंने सर्जन कैप्स बनाना सीखा मैंने, और मैंने बहुत सारी कैप्स बना के in the pandemic I gave it to the surgeons. So what happened is that it developed in me to feeling of how the frontline workers, how the doctors did not care for their lives. So many doctors lost their lives, but so many, and what is my contribution to it? So I did. So when I did it, I learned, and I did not earn it. I just gave it to the doctors as a token of appreciation. यहाँ पे जो राइट साइड पे जब मैं प्रेसिडेंट थी where saving of water, electricity and fuel consumption, domestic budgeting and planning. This is all by Bapuji, who tells us that ye abhi bhi, it is relevant, it is necessary that we are giving our students. For health and the health, sports and physical education, we have to teach our children public health services, how to do first aid, how to help when somebody is got fits or somebody has fallen down, how to take care of sick people. Now it is important to teach them about good touch, bad touch. I'm sure you must have known about Amir Khan's thing, but it is important about, and now policemen are coming into the schools to teach about good touch, bad touch. I've seen how well police are taking their role in making school children aware, and also occupational hazard and first aid and nursing. The last is community work and study. So क्या कर सकते हैं सामाजिक कार्य के लिए और social action के लिए. So which are the सामाजिक रूढ़ियाँ, which are the problems things are facing about बाल विवाह, about sati, about problems of women in the pandemic situation, how the ladies were harassed, so many gender differences, making health checkups for them, and ये जो नई अच्छी जो कहानियाँ हैं, जो अच्छे गाने हैं about the rich cultural heritage of India, that we can compile it and keep it in. This is one of the video which is I think it's time up. We taught the children how to make papads. They learned about carbohydrates with the in the school they made it itself. किस तरह से how they bought two potatoes, they put jeera and they made and they dried the papad. This is one of the things where when I wanted to show the mango season, I took a thing from Tarla Dalal and we showed the children learn to scrape the thing and they can make chote. It's not lot, but with small things, with group activity, we made them do this. So thank you so much. We have finished. I have finished. If any questions, so let's make, as I would like to say, is that Gandhi ji said, be the change you wish to see in the world, and so let's make the world a better place by being the change we wish to see. Thank you so much. Sorry if my Hindi was a little bit not so proper. I apologize, but I tried my best. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Thank you very much, madam. You expressed very well. Your presentation was so nice. So your Hindi also is very good because there is no disturbance to listen or get proper words, because you clearly expressed all those things. So thanks a lot, madam. Now I request all the participants, please, if you have any query or want to ask, please come ahead. Dear participants.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
This is Gandhian from Hyderabad.
Yes, sir.
Madam, after what we have presented was very informative and very useful. But in the context of new education policy, how good it is to be implemented. New education policy has set to be a very different one. You know, they are giving more importance to the mother tongue, everything as well. Do you think that this has got some relevance with the Gandhian philosophy?
Yes, Gandhiji himself said first, the very first thing in Gandhian philosophy is teaching through mother tongue. Sir, I forgot to say that Gandhian philosophy was focusing more on mother tongue, and that is exactly what NEP 2020 is talking. So give emphasis on mother tongue. So it is relevant, sir, if you know about it. Yes. Thank you, sir.
But what you have seen, shown in the presentation, the various activities which you have done in the,
Yes.
is it in the present of practicing?
Sir, this is a very new, that is why I brought it to the presentation, because this is exactly what is happening in the B.Ed colleges. And we belong to a Gandhian institution. We follow Gandhian philosophy to the core, and this is the photos right from the school which we are teaching. So, we see to it that the students are working, the students are following. We make, as teachers, we teach our students different methodologies of teaching. So we teach them before they go to school, we teach them dramatization. We ourselves do the role model. We ourselves teach students, bring the school students, and we train them to write lesson plans in drama, in role play, in self-study, in constructivism, all this. And this is nothing but what I have taken from recent before the pandemic, and now this which we have done. Also, I have some pictures which I had not put in. So these are the most recent ones, sir. And before even NEP 2020 spoke about this integration and all, my college has started this long behind, and we followed it. We were the first one to be role model. We do not teach one chapter, we teach a whole unit. The whole chapter which is divided into 2 or 3, and we teach with all domains. That means we give the teaching, we give the psychomotor skill, and we give the affective domain also. So if you are teaching about a social reformer, maybe we will teach, if you teach about women, we will sing a song where it shows about women empowerment. We will ask them to write quotation on women empowerment. It is like that we will do, sir. I hope.
But it's not replicated in the college level. College and university level, this is not being practiced. That's a big problem. Their undergraduate courses, their intermediate, 10 plus 2.
Yes, sir.
That's continuing. They are just studying the B.Ed level, but when they go to higher education, this is simply being, they are ignoring.
Yes, I agree with you, sir. But that is why NEP 2020 is going to force that to happen. Because learning has to be more skill-based, which they are talking about. Learning has to be through the mother tongue. Learning has to be as per the interest of the child. So it becomes more effective. So therefore, they are talking about craft, drama, everything. So you get a holistic thing. So that there is a lacuna where we are, where we have gaps. So we as professors, as teacher educators, as educationists, have to try that if you try in your educational institution for the higher secondary or for the university students, they do a fantastic job also, sir. It is only we have to mentor it, we have to guide them, and they will do a fantastic job.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your explanation.
Again, dear participants, if anybody...
Dr. Baker sir, good evening. Dr. Madam, good evening. The full presentation today you have done, and really, we got sensitized with the philosophy of Bapuji. That is one thing. What I feel, personally, that whatever the activity he has done, like सूद काटना, ये उसके पीछे फिलोसॉफी है. या खाली पंचा पहन के घूमना, तो इसके पीछे भी फिलोसॉफी है. तो मुझे लगता है बहुत सारी चीजें सीखने जैसी है कि हम इतने सारे कपड़े रखते हैं, कपड़ में इतने भरे रहते हैं, और वो एक पंचा पहनते थे, तो उसका मतलब क्या है? तो ये समझना, अगर ये बच्चों तक समझ में आ जाए तो बहुत अच्छा होगा. और तीसरी चीज ये है कि आपने वो क्रिएटिविटी और इससे रिलेट किया, वो बहुत आपने अच्छा किया. मैडम, वन मोर थिंग, द सोशल एक्शंस, Bapuji was every time he was with the people and community. Correct. And he was learning the community first. And he was implementing many of the times nowadays, various social workers are there, NGOs are there, and they're not understanding the purpose, the need best things should be done. So many of the times it happens that people are going to some place and they're giving some fruits to the people who are in the tribal area or something like that. But whether they really require those kind of things, because we are having urban population, urban living style, urban clothing style, and we are taking those clothes to them and we are showing them and we are giving it to them. So that is one of the question comes in my mind. So yes,
can I share you an experience of mine with regard to the clothes only? I was just sharing with my colleagues also. So as I said, I was the president of International Innovate for 2 years. Now I am the immediate past president. So I had one of the way of gesture is I told the members to bring in saris, and with the sari we wanted to give it to the tribal in Mumbai only. So we collected saris, not the torn ones, something which is nice, and with the sari, because it was Diwali and we wanted to give them saris. So with the saris we gave them parka, the petticoat and the blouse. Now all the saris were displayed there. We gave them coupon and we made them choose a choice of their sari, sir. So you won't believe there were very expensive saris also, like shalu type sari were there also, and sada saris were there. So when they came to take their sari, sir, if I was it, I would have taken the shalu. But I was so surprised, they did no one took the expensive one, they took the one which is useful. So we gave them the choice because the decision is theirs to take. So I was very curious. So I asked the ladies कि ये तो बहुत अच्छा है, आपने तो नहीं ये सिलेक्ट नहीं किया, क्यों नहीं किया? दिवाली के लिए तो बहुत अच्छा है, आप तो ले सकते थे. So sir, I had tears in my eyes. They said, madam, दिवाली तो एक ही दिन का है, लेकिन इस साड़ी को हम क्या कर सकते हैं बाद में? तो I want a sari which I don't have and I can use it for my work. It was like I had goose pimples that they had a choice. They had a choice to take the best sari, but they chose what is needed for them.
Similar experience, madam, I had gone through. We are collecting clothes and we are sending it to the laundry, and we well-pressed, clothes we are taking to the villages.
Yes.
Very old person came over there and he collected just two shirts. Only 2 shirts. We are in the urban area, people are having greed, they snatches the clothes if you are going to slum area or something. But he said, I don't require this much. Exactly. And I think it's very close to Gandhian philosophy. And that is what I remember when you were giving your example. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Shanan Shukla, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
थैंक यू मैम. आपका प्रेजेंटेशन, और सबसे बड़ी बात है आपने जो इतने डिटेल्स में बहुत सारी बातें बताई, क्योंकि आज तो गांधी जी की जब नाम लिया जाता है तो बहुत सी बातें, बहुत से शब्द निकलकर सामने आ जाते हैं, और खासकर हम युवाओं पर इसका असर बहुत ज्यादा है, क्योंकि हम व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी की दुनिया से जो बातें जानते हैं उसी पर विश्वास कर लेते हैं, और अध्ययन हमारे से अछूता है, और गांधी जी के बारे में हम अनाप शनाप जो मन में आता है बोलते चले जाते हैं. तो किसी के बारे में ऐसे ही बेतहाशा बातें करना बेवकूफी वाली बात होगी. मैं तो उतना ज्ञानी नहीं हूँ, और आप लोग के शरण में मैं हर दिन जुड़ता हूँ, ताकि ये अर्जी लगाता हूँ यहाँ आकर बेतकर सर के देन से, और यहाँ आकर मैं कुछ बातें जानता हूँ, कुछ सीखता हूँ. और मैं एक पत्रकारिता का छात्र हूँ, तो मुझे तो हर हाल में सीरियस रहना ही रहना है, और रिसर्च, जिसे एक रिसर्च स्कॉलर्स की जो भूमिका अपनी होती है, पत्रकार की भी अपनी वैसे ही भूमिका होती है. तो मैम, आपके जो प्रेजेंटेशन थे बहुत ही जबरदस्त, बहुत बहुत से सवाल ऐसे हुए जो हमसे मिलते जुलते थे, तो मैं सवाल भी नहीं करता हूँ क्योंकि मेरे यहाँ सभी लोग बड़े उम्र में भी हमसे बड़े हैं और उनके सवाल का मैं सम्मान करता हूँ। और मेरा जो सवाल होता है कई बार ऐसा हुआ है कि मिल गया है, तो मिलता जुलता जब सवाल होता है तो पूछना मैं उचित नहीं समझता हूँ। इसलिए मैम आज जो आपने बातें बताई वो शायद आपका जो प्रेजेंटेशन है, अगर बेहतर सर तक वो प्रेजेंटेशन पहुंच जाएगा तो मैं चाहूंगा कि वो प्रेजेंटेशन और भी अन्य लोगों के पास जाए। और इनकी तो बाय द वे बाकी जिन्हें डिटेल जानकारी लेना होगा तो ये रिकॉर्डिंग पर भी अवेलेबल है यूट्यूब पर, मैं उन्हें ये भी उपलब्ध करवा दूंगा ताकि ये इस चीज को जाने आखिर में है क्या गांधी जी। और जिनकी गांधी जी के बारे में हर व्यक्ति जो सफल एक व्यक्ति होता है तो उनके पीछे बहुत बड़ा राज छुपा होता है, उनका मेहनत होता है, बहुत चीज वो सह करके वहां तक पहुंचते हैं। लेकिन हम उनकी जो व्हाट्सएप पे पढ़ रहे हैं अनाप शनाप उनके बारे में उनके उंगली उठाते जा रहे हैं, तो इससे बचने की जरूरत है और हम युवा में भ्रमित होते जा रहे हैं। तो इसीलिए मैम आपका जो आज का जो आपने जो आज जिस विषय पर आपने बातें रखी मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा, मैं इससे बहुत ही लाभान्वित हुआ। धन्यवाद। मैं पटना बिहार से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ मैम।
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I have written a book here, Gandhi, the Hidden Power. It is on Flipkart and it is not written, I have edited. There are books, there are pages of all educationists who speaks on different aspects of Gandhi ji. So it is on Amazon thing. It is just to read through it that whether it is, because we need to keep Gandhi ji alive. We need to, as Sonu sir rightly said, कि Gandhi ji's views are being viewed differently by youngsters today. So we need to keep us alive. So this is a compilation of all the hidden power of Gandhi ji, which is still valid today. Thank you, sir.
धन्यवाद मैम। सबसे बड़ी बात मैम, जहाँ आज के समय में युद्ध हो रहा है तो मैं तुम्हें कहता हूँ जहाँ युद्ध हो रहा है वहाँ युद्ध होता है, वहाँ बुद्ध नहीं होते हैं। मैं बुद्ध की धरती से भी हूँ, तो जो जहाँ बुद्ध होंगे वहाँ युद्ध की कोई गुंजाइश ही नहीं है। तो आज के समय में बुद्ध की जरूरत है, युद्ध की जरूरत नहीं है। और जो विचारधाराएं बुद्ध की थी वो शायद मिलता जुलता हमारे गांधी जी की विचारधाराएं थी। धन्यवाद मैम।
धन्यवाद डॉक्टर बदिउद्दीन सर, स्वानंद शुक्ला सर एंड सोनू कुमार सर। बहुत ही अच्छा यानी डिस्कशन सेशन में आपने सहभाग लिया, बहुत ही कुछ महत्वपूर्ण बातें भी शेयर करें। तो मैं कमेटी की ओर से आपका बहुत बहुत आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। हमारे महाविद्यालय के प्राचार्य प्रिंसिपल सर ऑनरेबल एम अम्बेडकर सर, इनसे नम्र निवेदन करता हूँ आफ्टर दिस वंडरफुल सेशन आप थोड़ा सा कंक्लूडिंग वर्ड यहाँ पे बोलिए, प्लीज कम सर।
धन्यवाद प्रशांत सर और आज के रिसोर्स पर्सन मैडम, डॉक्टर वैद्य मैडम, स्वानंद शुक्ला सर, बद्रुद्दीन सर, सोनू कुमार, मेरे महाविद्यालय के सभी साथी। Today's topic was Gandhian philosophy and the person which is having right to speak is Dr. Francis Vaidya madam. Her life is devoted to the thoughts of the Gandhiji. She actually lives Gandhiji in her daily life and in her heart. So these are very rare personalities, those who are still fighting for the existence of Gandhiji, his philosophy, his work, and to reach up to the society. If we thought about the Gandhiji and his behavior and his daily activity, all activities are listenable, जो हमें संदेश देती है। मुझे जब 6ठी 7वीं कक्षा में था, एक ग्लास पानी का कोई तो ला के देता है, गांधी जी पीते हैं, आधा ग्लास वो कहीं तो फेंक देता है वो आदमी, तो वो बोलते फेंकना नहीं, उसे मैं बाद में पीऊँगा। इनकी हर एक्टिविटी गांधी जी की, जब हम 7वीं 8वीं 10वीं 12वीं या कोई कक्षा तक जब गांधी जी की जीवनी पढ़ते थे, उनका कुछ भी लिखने में आया तो पढ़ते थे। महात्मा गांधी का ज़माना, वो स्वातंत्र्य के सभी भाग, वो सभी उनके जो थॉट्स विचार है वो सभी आज भी हमें रखते हैं। वो महात्मा गांधी जी विश्व को देन है। ऐसा कोई भी व्यक्तिमत्व तो इस जग में नहीं हुआ कि जो इतनी सादगी में अपने जीवन के वृत्तांत और जीवन के दृष्टांत सबको देता चला, और जिन्होंने इतनी बड़ी खुद की और देश की प्रगति, देश के उन्नति के लिए उन्होंने इतना योगदान दिया। गांधी जी आज भी है, गांधी जी की विचारधारा हमें जगनी चाहिए। हमारा ये दायित्व है कि उनकी विचारधारा, उनका कर्तृत्व हम हमारे अगली पीढ़ी तक लेके जाए। इतनी प्रार्थना करते हुए आपके कॉलेज के सभी एक्टिविटी बहुत ही अच्छे हैं, जो आप प्रार्थना से शुरुआत करते हैं और ये समाज तक अपने जो कुछ आर्टिकल सब लेके जाते हैं। आपको बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। और आपके साथी कोई ऐसे ही गांधी जी या कोई और टॉपिक पे बोलना चाहते हैं उनको भी हम निमंत्रित करते हैं। धन्यवाद मैडम।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर फॉर शेयरिंग सम व्यूज टू अस। थैंक यू वेरी मच। अब मैं आभार की ओर जाता हूँ। श्री कुमारस्वामी महाविद्यालय औसा द्वारा आयोजित वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड सीरीज 2, इस सीरीज का 77 आज का सेशन है। इस सेशन में आज हमारे बीच डॉक्टर फ्रांसिस वैद्य मैडम, जो कि मुंबई से यहाँ पे जुड़ी हुई थी और एक महत्वपूर्ण विषय लेके गांधीयन फिलॉसफी, यानी गांधी जी की फिलॉसफी क्या बोलती है, क्या कहती है, शिक्षा कैसी होनी चाहिए और उसके शिक्षा के प्रति उनके थॉट्स कहते थे, इसके बारे में बहुत ही अच्छा जानकारी हमारे सामने मैडम ने रखी है। बातें बातें में बताते हुए बहुत सारे यानी उसके एस्पेक्ट इस टॉपिक के मैडम ने कवर कर दिए, यानी शिक्षा में वो क्या क्या होना चाहिए, क्या क्या महत्वपूर्ण चीजें हैं जो कि इम्प्लीमेंट होनी चाहिए, इसके बारे में बहुत ही अच्छी जानकारी हमारे सामने रखी। मैडम ने मल्टी डायमेंशनल इंटीग्रेटेड गांधीयन जो मॉडल था वो हमारे सामने रखे, जिसमें बहुत सारे करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज और को करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज कैसी होनी चाहिए, ये भी मैडम ने वो मॉडल के थ्रू से हमारे बीच वो इंफॉर्मेशन रखी। तो मैडम का मैं हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी मेंबर की ओर से बहुत बहुत यानी धन्यवाद प्रकट करता हूँ, आभार मानता हूँ। हमारे महाविद्यालय के चीफ ऑर्गेनाइजर ऑनरेबल प्रिंसिपल सर, इस सीरीज के चीफ ऑर्गेनाइजर, उनका भी मैं ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी की ओर से बहुत बहुत आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। हमारे कॉलेज के आईका कोऑर्डिनेटर संजय काले सर, डॉक्टर अनिता डोले मैडम, डॉक्टर करार सर एंड अदर माय कलीग्स जिन्होंने यहाँ पे सहभाग लिया और ये जानकारी का लाभ उठाया, उनका भी मैं यहाँ पे आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। अंत में डिस्कशन सेशन में डॉक्टर बदिउद्दीन सर, स्वानंद शुक्ला सर, सोनू कुमार सर, इन्होंने भी सहभाग लिया, उनका भी मैं आभार प्रकट करता हूँ। और जाते जाते इस सीरीज में जुड़े रहे वाले जो रोज हमारे इस सीरीज में जुड़ते हैं वो सभी प्रेक्षक, उनका भी मैं ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी की ओर से बहुत बहुत आभार प्रकट करता हूँ और सबसे नम्र निवेदन करता हूँ कि फीडबैक लिंक दी हुई है चैट बॉक्स में, वो सभी ने फिल अप कीजिए, आपका सर्टिफिकेट आपको मिल जाएगा। मैडम थैंक यू वेरी मच, नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन, गिविंग अ वैल्यूएबल टाइम फॉर अस, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू।
आज का सेशन यहाँ पे खत्म हुआ। मैं
मैं क्षमा चाहूंगा, मैं एक बात जरूर बोलूंगा कि आज का जो सेशन था बड़ा बेहतर सेशन था और बेहतर सर का मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा, क्योंकि आज का जो सेशन मुझे सबसे बेहतर इसलिए है क्योंकि मैं